So I'm going to look at simple parabola equations using the intercept method, which is an easy method. To do that, we look at our graph, find its x-intercepts and place the negative of those behind the x in the brackets. So for example, here we have a parabola. To find its equation, we look for its x-intercepts, 2 and 4 in this case, and then we place them behind the x in the brackets, but they're negatives. So we get, in this case, x minus 2, x minus 4. Doesn't matter which order we do this in, so we could swap it the other way around and have written x minus 4, x minus 2, because the order of multiplications never matter. But the rest of this video, in fact all the rest of math, the order of brackets never matters, although sometimes there are traditional ways of doing things. So let's work our way through it. Here we have a parabola, we want its equation, we take our general form, put the intercepts behind it. In this case, one of the intercepts is negative, so we get x is minus 1, x minus 3, but we don't write minus 1 because it's plus 1, we write x plus 1, x minus 3. So that's all we're doing, taking this number, and sticking it behind the x. We do that every time. If it's 0, it still goes in, and this gives us x minus 2 from the negative 2, x minus 0 from the 0, but we don't write minus 2, we write plus 2, and x minus 0 is just x, so we write it in that form, and just traditionally we tend to put the x at the front, though it doesn't matter. Here's another one. In this case, we only have one intercept, but it effectively counts as 2. So we take our intercept of 1, we stick it in both times, gives us x minus 1, and we can write that as x minus 1 squared if we want, but it doesn't actually matter. The only wrinkle is that some parabolas are negative, that is, they are upside down, and so we use a negative to indicate that they are the same direction. So here's a negative one, upside down of the ones we had before. So from our general form, we now stick a negative in front, but the rest of the process is the same. We take our two intercepts, stick them in behind the x's, we get x minus 0, x minus 3, which gives us minus, because it's upside down, an intercept of 0 and an intercept of minus 3. And that's the entire process. There are no exceptions to that at all. So we find our x-intercepts, we stick the negative of them behind the x in the brackets. The order of the brackets doesn't matter, and if it turns on the axis, then it can be written as a square instead. Finally, if it's negative, then it gets a negative sign in the front of the whole thing.